Hi.
Now we're recording.
We are recording.
Ah,
Joe, you've got some great windows.
Yeah.
yes, yes, this was a part of the COVID construction that we did. So it was I had nothing to do with it. We had some guys who do some work and said let's keep these guys busy, and they did a great job. And I like it. It's
Yeah,
You know, I was in the basement for the first few months of COVID, and
yeah,
being during the day when I'm here, I mean, it's great to have the light, the natural light, and everything coming in.
absolutely. And since we'll be inside a lot this winter,
Mhm.
even better.
Looks like it.
Yeah.
Looks like it. Yeah.
I miss your
Why?
punching bag, though.
I know. I still go down and use punch the you know what out of it after some real rough days.
Well, it's quite a statement, just hanging there at meetings.
Yes, it's a. I mean, the kids decided that they might get me a larger punching bag for Christmas. 'Cause I've had to patch up this one a little bit. Yeah, they have this one that's probably over 200 pounds, and it hangs almost down to the floor. So
Oh.
said, okay, we'll see.
I have the heavy bag that stands on the floor. It's just
Mhm.
not the same.
It's not the same as the
No.
one that. Yeah.
I mean, you can hit it a little bit, but if you hit it really hard, you got a huge mess.
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
I try only to use it when I'm not in shape.
Hey, do I see Mark Driscoll?
Or you're not upset with anybody.
Right.
I haven't seen him in a while. It's good to see you, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
Mark's on there. Hey, Mark.
All right. Yeah, you'll see me for a little while longer.
All right.
Yeah,
Oh,
at least through the
Mark.
new year, into
That's
the
right.
new year. Yeah.
Yep. February.
Do you have some good plans established?
My wife is semi-retired. She retired last May, but went back part-time. So, yeah, we'll figure some things out. We'll have a good time.
You won't be flying
like
to
a-
Hawaii or anything like that in February, I suspect.
Oh, no. Maybe at some point, but not in
Yeah.
the near future.
Mark, I found the best thing
Alaska
about retirement was Sunday night.
Oh,
Best thing about retirement is Sunday night.
Oh, yep, I can understand that. Yep. It makes for a different Monday morning, right?
Oh, boy.
You
What
don't
did
have
you
to have
call it
this.
Sunday? Say that again. What did you call it?
Well, I said it makes for a better Monday morning.
Monday. So that's the day after Sunday.
Yep, Sunday night.
So they call it Monday. Monday. And yes, I know quite a few who have a Monday blues.
Yeah.
You don't have to know about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You don't even care what order they're in.
It's just a day. Just another day.
Yeah.
Going to church helps, but otherwise,
Yeah, I'll have to figure out what to do on that third Wednesday after the first Monday, you know?
I think you could
That's true.
drive by and go, ha, ha, ha. So, we have 6 board members are here. Is that a quorum? That's enough to start the meeting.
Yep.
So I want to, before you start, I want to just say a couple of things. One is that to fully comply with the revised Open Meeting Act rules, I am in the Last Shields room at Brookins. There are functional computers all around me and empty desks. If anyone from the public were to come in, they could join the meeting this way. So I think I was supposed to say that. One other thing is that there's one person has called in, and I'm not sure who it is, just to make sure that we know who's attending the meeting. I wonder if, they can't participate in the chat.
Pat Eggy.
Hi, Pat. All right. So,
Okay.
Hello.
so we know that Pat Eggy
Hi.
is present from Cunningham. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Those are my announcements.
Okay. So, so it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, it's past time. So call to order. So doing a roll call.
Susan Fowler,
Here.
Tom Moore,
Here.
Elaine Valencia,
Here,
Kyle Patterson, Julian Rappaport. Julian, you'll have to,
Muted.
Here, and hello, Susan.
Hi, Julian.
Jane Sprandel,
Here.
Kathleen Worth Couch, John Paul Joachim, Joe Omo Sagie.
Here. Okay. I think if we are here, we know the Zoom instructions already, so we'll move on. So is there any citizen input from anybody right now? So, okay. We'll just, if there is no one having any input, then we'll move on to the next thing, which would be approval of the agenda.
I
So
send,
moved.
Okay. I think who moved to approve it and who seconded?
I'll second it.
Okay. Okay. So roll call again.
Tom Moore,
Yes.
Elaine Valencia,
yes.
Julian Rappaport,
Yes.
Jane Sprandel,
Yes.
Susan Fowler,
Yes.
Joe Omo Sagie.
Yes. So comments. I mean, Kyle is not here to hear this. Kyle is one of the 40 under 40 in
Yeah.
town. What a
Oh.
Yeah.
young man to be recognized, especially since he's kind of really far away from 40 also.
Yes.
But it's good to have a young man that we can sap his blood and just be like vampires. But he's not here today, so we can't do that. But it's an honor to have him recognized, and I think when we all see him again, we'll let him know that we're proud of him. I'm proud of him. So I'm going to mention Mark, and we'll come back to Mark at the end of the meeting. But Mark turned in his letter saying that, hey, he wants to kick off his shoes and have no more Mondays, and he wants to have just days to be with his partner and just enjoy himself. But it's been a pleasure, and after 22 years, I know you've had your time, and you want time to just be. Like I said, we'll come back to comments later because I would like to everybody get a chance to say something to Mark. And I know Mark probably doesn't like things like this, but well, Mark, so we'll talk about you at the end of a meeting. You cool with that? Okay. And I mean, we hope there will be no official meeting in December, but we hope that Chandra, would have a meeting with the DD board for the cultural competency meeting so that we all could get trained together. And that would be, I think that's December 16th.
Mhm.
I think that's also Kyle's birthday. So
Yes,
we'll
it is.
celebrate.
More reasons to embarrass him.
Yes,
Yeah.
why not? When he shows up, then we'll talk about him, and then we'll have a cultural competency, and he can't just keep running away from the meetings. So we'll do the cultural competency. Also, at the end of the meeting, we have something to talk about with Lean's contract, and we'll talk about that also at the end of the meeting. It's not on the agenda, but hopefully we'll have a few minutes to be able to visit that. I don't have any other comments as of now. So Lynn, what say ye?
Thank you. Well, this is mostly technical stuff. I appreciate this opportunity to wrap up our 2020 business in the November meeting. It doesn't work. That's okay. We still have December, but I think we're ready if you are. If you are, at least within, if we're like close to final drafts of these things, then that'll be great. So I hope it works, because I also am looking forward to devoting December to cultural competence training, which we've never done. So just some technical stuff. Since I put a staff report in this month, just to kind of, because there's a lot, we've all been working on lots of things that take up some time to talk about, but easy to put in a report. Since then, I do have a few more pieces of the SILA changes have fallen into place. Insurance was no sweat. I drafted new leases, but we have not gotten those fully signed yet. Holdup is elsewhere, not here. And then working with the property manager on revised agreements with them too. And it looks like one of the houses is not going to be occupied starting in about a week. So we will be having discussions about what to do next. I have an RFP that's pretty much, it's ready for you all to see, but I wanted to wait until we actually have to take some action. So let me know if you want to see it. Also, since that staff report, we started doing logic modeling work ourselves. And we can bring board members in 1 or 2 at a time, but we had the first meeting on Friday. It was really nice. I think this is a good time for us to look at our processes and look at our work in that way. Especially Mark is still here to share with us about why we do things, what we're leading to. And so it's a nice conversation. I think that Stephanie and I also started working on something, other staff have been doing this too, revising the monitoring protocols that we use. Now that it's not really a great idea to go to the agencies and do site visits on their premises, we're going to try to adjust as much of our protocols as possible to online, to remote formats. And then also on October 28th, the audits, compilations, and financial reviews from the agencies came due. There are just a couple of exceptions because they're on different fiscal years. We got several of them already and have had time to review them, and some are quite strong. There are a few which are late, and we are working with agencies on that. It turns out that COVID has had an effect on that too. So some agencies are doing the best that they can to get that happening. There is probably a need for a little bit more support in that area, and we'll talk to you again about that in January. That's something Chris Wilson is working on. So hopefully we'll have more audits by January too. Anyway, that's most of what I have. You can watch now and see what the state is going to do now that they don't have either of the 2 additional sources of revenue that they were hoping for. We may be looking at 15% budget cuts across the board, which includes human services and education. That all remains to be seen.
Yeah, it's human services and education always get the what.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you for letting us know. So we're moving to new business, a 3-year plan. As you looked at it, then you have any comments you would add, take away? What are the takeaways from it, from the 3-year plan? Thanks for sharing the screen. Thanks.
How do you want us to, you want us to just talk or raise our hand? Or?
Yeah.
Do you want to make a motion
go ahead.
first and then have?
Go ahead, Julian.
Oh, you want to go ahead and make a motion first before we discuss it? Go ahead. Or somebody make a motion. I forget, what's the motion? Well, I'll move to approve the 3-year plan for fiscal years 2019 through 2021 with fiscal year 2021 objectives.
Second,
Okay, let's dive in.
This is Mark. I guess
Go ahead, Mark.
I would just say that, as I mentioned in the cover memo, we did release this for comment. We did get one comment back, and based on that input, that feedback, some adjustment was made to the 3-year plan that's reflected in the cover memo in terms of the original language for the objective that was modified, and then what the language as it now appears in the plan. Everything else that we had originally proposed for making revisions back in September, all those changes were incorporated into the final document you see today. So, if there are any additions or any changes that need to be made, I guess, I'd be interested in hearing those tonight so that we can get those incorporated into any final action on the plan that needs to be.
I can't understand what it says in this change. I mean, I understand what it means because I read the note to you that you were responding to, but I find this paragraph here, objective 3, that appears on what we're supposed to vote on, as markedly unclear, at least to me. Does anybody else have trouble making sense of this paragraph?
no?
Well,
can go
if everybody else can
Into more
completely,
detail?
I'm happy
Yeah,
with
could
it.
you
It seems like it's a long,
explain?
circuitous, and I definitely don't understand I just don't understand how it fits together.
I thought it was circular in its language. So I kind of agree with you, Julian, that it was, it's not specific, so enough. I understand kind of a general intention, but I don't know what you would suggest in terms of more. Did you want more specificity or
No,
what?
I just wanted clarity in the writing, but support development of a coordinated response to community violence, including gun violence, that leverages existing investments by the board in prevention and early intervention services for children, youth, and families residing in neighborhoods most impacted by community violence. If I stop there, I understand it. And then I don't understand. It seems like it just runs on to, I don't get the rest of that sentence.
I think what my intention was there, based on the input we got from the public health district, was that that there be an expectation that the other funding be brought to bear to this issue. That up to this point in time, that it has been the mental health board that has been the substantial investor in any kind of prevention or intervention. And that has primarily been either through the Community Coalition or through Don Moyer, CU Neighborhood Champions. The city of Champaign has started to commit some resources. So that is something that does exist. And they're also assisting providers with applying for state funds through the Illinois Criminal Justice Information Authority.
Well, my suggestion would be to end the sentence after community violence. And if you think it needs further clarification, to add another sentence, but it seems just totally redundant to me and just like makes the whole thing a run-on. I just find it confusing to read this. I don't know how to make sense out of it.
Yeah, I mean, I think, okay, maybe because I do a lot of run-on sentences myself, I see it bringing in the public health piece makes it more like, okay, it is not just mental health, but it's health in general. Public health is going to be part of a solution, not just mental health being part of a solution. And maybe, yeah, the sentence can be tweaked a little bit, but
Or move the bottom,
that's what I
back
get.
to the sentence up there to where it says that leverages existing investments, and put it in, move the rest of that idea up front there.
And
Okay.
other funds,
But
other funders,
Yeah.
moving that up.
right,
Okay.
I guess, I don't know, it just gets, it seems to me, it's just not as clearly written as most of the time. I usually can read these things and make perfect sense out of them. So
Okay.
I don't want to belabor this though. So I'm happy to let Mark or Lynn or both of them decide, but I just can't rewrite it right now. So I don't want to belabor the point other than to raise that question for them. Or I guess we have to vote on it. We need to solve it, don't we? Sorry about that. So
No, there's no need to be sorry about it. I mean, you're looking for clarity and saying, okay, let's make sure all the funders are mentioned in a coherent way, and that's I mean,
maybe
I don't
if
see it have a problem with it.
the word leverages existing investments, stop there and say with funds from other funders to mitigate the public health crisis associated with community violence, in particular gun violence, period, and then go on with what would have been the rest of the sentence as a new sentence.
Okay.
I'm just making this up by scanning it. I don't.
Okay. So Lynn, Mark, would that be possible? And could we still vote on it based on these new changes?
Yes, I think so. I mean, we can insert with funds from other funders, move that, and then and just rework the second half of the statement. Then Lynn and I can put our heads together and come up with something. But I think the sense of the board is that this needs to be clarified, and we've gotten some guidance from the board as far as how to proceed with that.
Mark, can you say again what you're trying to communicate? I didn't have Julian's confusion about it, maybe because I didn't understand it to start with. But tell me, what you're trying to do?
Well, I'm trying to be respectful to the input that we received from the public health district.
Yeah.
The public health district is just wrapping up their I-plan community needs assessment. One of the things that is coming out of that is that they've identified 3 priorities, and these priorities aren't necessarily anything new. They've existed for some time, but the 3 priorities coming out of the plan are increased mental health services, addressing community violence, which includes gun violence, domestic violence, and then obesity. I believe obesity is the 3rd one. So based on my understanding of that and the comment that we received, I reworked this particular objective because it did already speak to gun violence or community violence, to specifically reference gun violence, but also in keeping with the input we received from public health, acknowledging that this is a public health crisis for our community. So that's why I worked that in there. And they have actually would be establishing and have established, I believe it's through the Community Coalition, a work group to specifically look at the issue of community violence, or maybe that's just the purpose of the coalition itself, actually. So
I wonder if it would help if you take Julian's suggestion and end it at the community violence and just use a couple bullet points to say this would include the concerns of the community health. My sense is make it as succinct as you possibly can, rather than making it any longer.
I mean, it could, the sentence could just end after community violence.
Okay.
You know, but that's fine. And then insert after leverages existing investments with funds from other funders to mitigate the public health crisis. You know, so, I mean,
I think you might want to say this would include, you know, leveraging.
I have a suggestion. The easiest thing to do is just to remove the residing in neighborhoods most impacted by community violence, and instead move that to where it says health crisis and take away associated with, and just put, so it would read, support development of a coordinated response to community violence, including gun violence, that leverages existing investments by the board in prevention and early intervention services for children, youth, and families, with funds from other funders to mitigate the public health crisis in neighborhoods most impacted by community violence, and in particular gun violence.
Great.
I like that.
I like that.
Done.
I think the important issue is that other funders are being included, and we've been talking
Yes.
for several years about the need to increase the breadth of funding in this. So I think it's great.
And it's worth making that.
And I like the, go ahead, Tom.
No, I just say it's what Susan just said about other funders. It's worth making that public. That we just say it, that we've been thinking about it. We would like for other funders to jump in on this as well.
Yeah, and I like the fact that let's not say residing in neighborhoods or trying to look, because violence, community violence occurs in every neighborhood. I mean, domestic violence doesn't have a specific neighborhood it happens in. And so, and we know a lot of gun violence and community and domestic violence almost go hand in hand. So let's just say our community, period, rather than residing in certain communities.
I agree with that.
So I have a
Thank
second
you.
issue when we're ready to move
Go
on.
ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay, thanks. I wanted to know how the 2-year contract is going. I was pleased to see that it was continued in this motion. So just a quick, are the 2-year contract, is that working well for some of the projects?
For us, it is.
Great.
You know, there are a couple of agency representatives on the call. I'm not sure if they share that feeling, but for us, it's fine.
Okay. It
Yeah.
seemed like a good efficiency, so I'm glad that it's surviving.
Yeah, I think it's a good efficiency also, that it's something that we ought to, I mean, definitely, it's a keeper. Definitely.
So
Okay.
are you all like Stephanie maybe is the right person for this question, but the motion that you had was to prove what's here, and now I think you've all, it sounds like, agreed on a very specific change that I'm sure we all documented, but I'm not sure how that changes the motion or how you do it.
Yeah,
So that's
I don't know. That's a Stephanie question.
I think we just clarified wording. It wasn't a major change.
No, I don't think it was either. I think really all you need to do is add, who made the motion? Julian made the motion. With the language or the written changes discussed in objective number 3.
So do I need to restate the motion with that modification?
Yeah.
I make a motion. Do I have to, is this an amendment? How am I supposed to say this so that it works? Given that there's a motion being discussed.
Also say goal number 5, objective 3, because there are a whole bunch of objectives 3. Sorry.
Well, I don't know what you just said that I need to do. Do I need to do anything?
How about if I make a motion? I move
ahead.
to approve the program year allocation priorities and decision support criteria with the modification discussed by the board to Goal 5, Objective 3, which clarifies the wording,
Well, this is not the priorities.
period.
This
You're
is,
in the wrong, you're in the wrong section, I think. This is about this is simply about the 3-year plan.
so, and Stephanie, Julian has to read it because it was his motion, right?
Yeah, there's
Oh,
a
sorry.
motion that is on the floor and it's been seconded. So you have to do something with it.
Can I modify my motion? Is that a
Yeah,
legit?
you can move to amend your motion and then Susan can agree to it.
Okay. So I would like to move to amend my motion to read, approve the 3-year plan for fiscal years 2019, 2021 with fiscal year 2021 objectives with the with modification in the wording of objective number 3, goal 5, objective number 3.
As discussed by the board.
As discussed by the board.
Wow.
Is
I'm glad you
everybody
guys
happy
are.
now?
And
Susan,
I move
We'll
to
have a-
accept it.
Okay.
Or I
Oh,
second
so-
it, whatever.
Okay. Let's
I just
vote
have
and
one
move
final,
on.
Joe, I have one final question.
Oh,
Stephanie,
no,
did you get
Tom.
what- did you get what John said, the corrections to it?
Yeah, that's the one we all agreed to.
I mean,
Yeah,
did you
what
you have
John,
it?
What he
Yeah.
said.
Stephanie. But she's the one who wrote it
John's
down.
motion, really. Yeah, so let's vote.
Elaine Valencia,
Yes.
Julian Rappaport,
Yes.
Jane Sprandel,
Yes.
John Paul Joachim,
Yes.
Susan Fowler,
Yes.
Tom Moore,
Yes.
Joe Omosake.
Yes. Okay.
Now you know why we
Wow.
can't get a stimulus check from Washington DC passed.
We're working on it. Okay, we'll move to the next item on the agenda. So allocation of criteria on pages 16 to 29. So who's going to move to the motion?
I move to approve the motion that the CCMHB program year 2022 allocation priorities and decision support criteria as described in this memorandum be approved.
I second.
Let's have a discussion.
I thought it was very consistent with what we've been doing, and yet it ensured that we were continuing to address emerging needs as they come before us. I thought it was well written. It gives the agencies that are likely to apply for funding quite a bit of guidance as well as breadth for what they request funds for.
Anyone else? I think the impact of COVID has made many agencies get a little bit nimble and flexible in how they're going to go about using the monies available to them.
Maybe we're wanting to call the question.
Go ahead. What's the question?
We vote.
The vote. that,
Okay, let's do it.
on the motion.
So let's vote since everything seems, let's vote on it. Go ahead, Stephanie.
Julian Rappaport,
Yes?
Jane Sprandel,
Yes.
John Paul Joachim,
Yes.
Susan Fowler,
Yes.
Tom Moore,
Yes.
Elaine Palencia,
Yes.
Joe Omosagye.
Yes. So moving on to the next item. On pages 30 to 43. Any questions about the allocation criteria that's mentioned in those pages?
So that's what the DD board considered that document this morning and they approved it. So that is what they're officially going with for next year.
I would repeat what Susan said about the previous item. That is, it's well done and clear and informs everyone, and I think it's just exactly what we want.
Yeah, I see that too. And we don't have to vote on this because they voted on this today, and that's
Really?
the purview.
Right.
We don't have to vote on this?
Do we have to vote on this?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
Oh, this was just for information?
Yeah, it was part of the information.
So even though this, if you're done with that item, the next item is also for information only. But if you would like me to share the screen, I'm not sure if you all wanted to talk about this document. This is more
The COVID service activity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, go ahead and share the screen and we can just take a look at it.
So these are all, we did not ask the agencies the questions separately. I just went fishing in their first quarter reports to see what kind of comments they chose to share. And there was a lot.
Mhm. I think this is thank you for giving us this, because I think it's a real good beginning for us when we are going to be looking later and maybe at the way COVID will impact applications later. And so this is a good way to see how agencies started preparing and got up and running on adjustments to COVID. And, you know, some are more complete than others because you didn't ask the question, as you say, but I found it very useful at going forward when we're going to be probably talking more about this when we look at funding and applications. So thank you.
I personally, like, as I read through it, you know, as if we're not already all overwhelmed with all of the COVID coverage, it really made me recognize how much it's in our own neighborhood and our own, you know, social networks and all that. And it's going to be a long road, very long road, unfortunately.
Yeah.
If Lynn doesn't have anything else to do,
Or
what
sleep.
occurs to me is what could be done with this would be a letter from the executive director of both boards, or some sort of appropriate, I think a letter, or maybe not as a letter, maybe as a statement to the local newspaper that simply points out and gives some examples from all these things you've culled here of the kinds of adaptations that the human services, mental health, developmental disabilities agencies in Champaign County are doing in order to accommodate and deal with the problem of COVID. It's some way to, it would be, you have all the basic information here that I'm sure you can't obviously list all of this, but you could refer people to the fact that it exists and maybe point out a few of the things. And it would be I think a really nice service and a compliment to all the mental health agencies in town who are making these adaptations. So if you're inspired, I think it would be appropriate coming from you.
Well, that's a nice idea. Maybe it's a good insomnia project.
Okay.
So, Lynn, remember we said you need to give yourself a little bit more time off?
Okay, in the morning. I'll do it in the morning.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
I think that's a great idea. And we also may be stepping into even greater uncertainty. I was in a meeting yesterday where the school superintendents are talking about when we get back to normal. But I think in the world that we have some responsibility for and are watching, things don't go back to normal after something like this. Like, we're going to be dealing with this for a really long time. So the more support that our organizations feel from the community, the better, especially if there are 15% state budget cuts and everybody's going to rely on fundraisers again.
And I think Jeff D'Alessio is looking for and inviting community people to write not just a letter to the editor, but one of those statement things that, that if you look at the paper, they've been there from various people. I just think it would be a really good thing for us to really compliment the agencies.
Yeah. I mean, they are having to adapt on the move, and this last 8 months and going into probably it's going to be more than a full year of dealing with this. Have to keep adapting and changing along the way. I know at Parkland, I mean, I think I mentioned to Lynn earlier today, quite a few students are struggling. There've been lots of mental health and anxiety issues are coming up because, and COVID is the biggest motivation behind those difficulties that students are having. And we're not dealing with that whole idea that people are dying and people are getting sick and very sick also, and sometimes not recovering fully. And these agencies are still adapting to whatever is being thrown their way. And I'm sure they have staff members who have gotten sick also. So it's something to be commended that they're doing this.
Lynn, let us know if you want some help, so you're not on it all alone.
Yeah, I know Susan knows how to do that stuff quite well.
No, and any help would be great, because you're right, and we can do it, and we should do it. So thank you.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea, because I think we've got to also just keep making sure that mental health and health aren't separated. We are all in this together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any other comments about this before we move on? So agency information. Any of the folks out there have information that they would like us to know about?
Hey guys, this is Sarah from Macy. Is
Hey,
this
Sarah.
okay? Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
This actually really flows nicely after your recent conversation. A couple things I just wanted to say is that we've been able to tap into some of the resources you guys offer, including Chandra doing some work with my board. And I did a logic model session today with the eval team, and these have all been really helpful tools and resources for the organization. And building off of the COVID stuff, I'm been noticing a lot and hearing a lot from other EDs in the youth development kind of arena around staff burnout and stress and mental health concerns. You know, the pool of employees to do this work is already pretty limited, like other things, and now we're really stretching people. And I don't know if there's some collective or cumulative resource that we as organizations might be able to tap into support our employees. Macy's not big enough to have an employee assistance program, or maybe we are and we just don't, I don't know. But things like that, that maybe you guys might be able to help some of your funded agencies as we're going through this. Just a thought. I don't have any answers, but a question.
Sometimes it's good to just have a good question.
So thank you,
Sarah. Thank you. That's, yeah, for small agencies where EAP isn't available, well, how do you help the helpers to keep helping?
So there have been a number of workshops and webinars on self-care, especially for providers. Maybe the news isn't getting out broadly enough about those, but it seems like there's something at least once a week. So
yeah, you know, I've seen some of those. I think my hourly staff don't feel like that's their platform, if that makes sense, or their community. And maybe that's just a misperception, or maybe they're just zoomed out, you know, and webinared out by the time. I mean, so, you know, I am sharing that stuff, but I feel like there's a need for one-on-one kind of stuff and real specific self-care direction and skills that some of my staff could really benefit from. And maybe that's there, and I just need to keep trying to share that information and getting them on there.
well, I mean, it's a great idea. It's just, it probably is then another mental health service that we would be funding like any other. So maybe someone will apply through the normal allocation process to do that. I mean, I think the need is probably growing, and you're not the first person to bring that to our attention. But I mean, if we were to design something and just pay somebody to do mental health services for providers, we would be doing that outside of the allocation process, which I think, you know, we want the process to be competitive and public. And so I'm not sure, I guess maybe Sarah, you and I need to talk. I'm not sure what you're asking. So
I'm not totally sure either. It's just a point really of that I don't have the answers for, and I don't really know. And you know, good point though, Lynn, about what's existing and out there, and maybe there's a need for me to motivate my staff to be a part of those things in a different way. And just we're just getting creative. Yeah. Or maybe there's other things that I just don't know about, so kind of wanted to put that out there.
Sarah, this is Kayla from Races. We have an employee assistance program, and we're also quite a small agency, so I can put my email in the chat and give you some information about what we offer for our staff, and also some things that we've been doing recently, since all of our staff are working remote and going on 8 months. I think that's hard for everybody, but definitely as folks who work in crisis, it puts a lot of strain on you as a person. So I am definitely free and able to share some of the things that have been working for us over here.
I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. I mean, that's part of what we're supposed to be doing. This meeting's go in the right direction. Any other comments from any other agencies? How things are going, what's going on, what's new?
This is Pat from Cunningham, and I think we're a larger agency and we're struggling. I can't imagine what some of the smaller agencies are dealing with right now. And I have found that having support for supervisors is even tougher and probably even more important to help support folks that are supporting folks. And I just happen to be, we have our ARC model that we have a consultant, and we spent an hour on that. What exactly can we do for ourselves so that we're better for our staff? And so so, you know, to Sarah's point, to have people have to be on another Zoom call or webinar, how can we support? So we have Marie, who's who works with our Family Stronger Together. She does a 15-minute face-to-face by Zoom, of course, although our Zoom is not working very well right now, but just 15 minutes in the beginning of the week and 15 minutes at the end of the week. And just really quick time, check in. If your Zoom works, you need to have your face there so we can see each other, and just so we talked about that. And then our consultant is going to give us some help, maybe from some slides and things that might help supervisors. So the other thing, that being a part of trade associations, we have ICOI, and we work with the Community Behavioral Health Association across the state. They have just kind of like office hours where we can call in and get ideas from each other. And so that seems to be, and you call in if you want. It's not something that you have to do. It's just a check-in time. So there may be something we could even get together locally that allows that time. So a couple thoughts, and I think we just need to support each other. You're absolutely right. That's real
Definitely.
critical.
Yeah, like I said, I like the direction of this. And I think, I mean, having a community-based, just a support network for small and medium-sized agencies would be beneficial for all.
This is Patty at DSC. I think that one of the things we're seeing is that, you know, our staff don't even have access to each other, which is kind of along the lines of what Pat's saying. Everybody's, you know, off doing different things and are isolated or working in the group homes, and you're on the second you get there until you leave, so that it's difficult to get away and carve out time for that. Additionally, though, I was thinking Kim does a great job. I mean, I really do think that we have a lot of people that participate in the sessions that she has coordinated with different topics, and I wondered if there's any way to maybe survey some topics that might be about self-help or something that we could open up to more. We usually target certain staff because of CEUs, but I wonder if maybe there's some sessions that could be recorded and shared with staff in some shape or form that could be available at their, when they do have time to check them out, or a group forum that's a little bit different than what we're currently doing, just for one topic or something. I don't know, just a thought.
Well, they did that in August. They had a workshop on this topic of self-care in August with Karen Sim. And I think that December topic is by request of the group. And then we won't be doing one in January because that's application time. So that's certainly a discussion that Kim could have with the group. But it's going to be a while before it happens.
Thank you. This has been good. We have maybe a couple more minutes if anybody would like to share anything, before we move on to the next agenda item.
This is Mark. I would just maybe this is something for our agency council to discuss. And then I went back and looked through some files I have, and back in May or late April, the School of Social Work at the university did a self-care webinar, and I still have I have the email with the link to that, and I can share that. Yes, it's something you're doing online, but there's really no way around that. But we can talk about it at agency council, and if folks are interested, I can get that email back out to people.
Yeah. So one of the things that I do, when I do end up talking to someone, and if it's not too cold out, I get a headset with my phone and just go outside for a walk with whoever I'm talking to. I don't have to be tethered to my laptop. And I think sometimes it's a way to still get the support, but also get some movement and some ways to deal with whatever is going on. And I know it's my way is to at least be in movement. and talking to someone, and it helps me quite a bit, and I think it helps the other person too. So we've got to figure out ways to keep ourselves going in this time, because what we're doing has not, at least since 1918, we've not had anything similar. So that's 102 years now, and there are so many other things going on now too. So, okay, let's go on back to old business. The schedules and allocation process timeline, pages 59 to 62.
So Lynn, that December 16th meeting is, it was tentative at one point, so I'm just checking to see.
Well, I think so, because you've gotten through all of the, well, there's still a few items for approval, but the big stuff was 3-year plan and priorities documents, so that we can, the next time you meet, which is December 16th at 5:45, can be a study session and a cultural competence training.
So that's definitely on then.
I think so.
Okay,
We
great.
weren't totally sure until now,
Okay.
so that's on.
That's on.
Yay.
And it's going to be a joint meeting with the DD board,
Yeah.
or a joint study session with the DD board.
Yep. We did it.
Yes, we did. Any comments about that? Okay. No comments, no more comments about old business.
You know what?
Move it on to the, go ahead.
One thing I should point out, so I'm not going to share the screen, but in the schedules that are in the board packet, that allocation timeline is also, changes a little bit every time. But what hasn't changed is that now that we have approved priorities, we can issue the notice of funding availability on December 11 or before that. That's, it'll happen. And then we can open the application system for new registrants and for applications on January 4th. And then this year, the application stays open a little bit longer than it has done for the last couple of years. I thought the agencies could probably use another week. At the time, I didn't realize that Mark was leaving. I might not have done that to myself, but they'll be due on the February 12th. So, okay.
That's 10 days before Mark's last day.
It's 7 days before his last day.
Oh, okay. We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
So the next item is the CCDB information. Anything besides what they did this morning?
Yeah, it was roughly the same business. Yep.
Okay. The folks from DSC were there, and they have anything to say?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Says that DD board was this morning. Does DSC have anything to say in regards to the meeting this morning, if you guys were there?
I think that just to add, I know Elaine mentioned earlier in this meeting, just the packet that had kind of a summary of what everybody's doing, with their respective programs, is something that was really appreciated by the DDB board members this morning as well. It's also really nice as peers to see, how the other agencies are coping and dealing with COVID and the stresses. And, we are all in it together, even though it looks a little bit different in each provider agency. But the COVID fatigue has taken its toll. And I know the Expo is doing some of their activities, and tomorrow is vocational, residential, recreational, and is there one other category that's going to be included in tomorrow's Expo event? So I don't know how many people, if anybody has signed up from this board, but that'll be informative as well.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. So moving on to the next agenda item, approval of a board meeting minutes.
Hey, Joe, you might notice that Kyle Patterson is here. So everyone can stop talking about him now.
Oh, Kyle showed up. Hey, 40 on the 40, dude. You still got a long way to get to 40, man.
We gotta get in.
Oh, thanks.
I'm glad.
My purse.
And also congratulations on the election too, man. There's lots of good things happening for you, Kyle.
Yeah, I got 100% of the vote.
I know. It's kind of like you're in North Korea or something, huh?
No, I always tell people, you know, he didn't run against anybody. I mean that was because he was part of the Chicago machine and he got them kicked off the ballot. But still,
Is anybody demanding a recount?
Nobody conceded it either. But glad you could join us, man. Glad you could join us. But also congratulations on the recognition and also on the election. So who's going to move to approve the minutes of the last board meeting?
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes for October 21, Champaign County Mental Health Board.
Do you want to do both?
Yeah, why not?
I'll do them both.
Yeah, Tom, just
Yeah,
add October 28th study session to that, please.
The only thing, it's not a big deal, but my name on the study session is misspelled. It's Jon.
So picky.
I know.
Okay.
Stephanie, what did you just say to me?
I just suggested that you add the October 28th study session to be approved as well.
Okay, and let me add to the original motion that we include the minutes for October 28th study session.
Okay. Need a second?
Second.
I'll second it. Okay. You'll go ahead, Elaine. Thanks. So we did take a roll call.
Julian Rappaport?
Is that me, you said?
Yep.
Yeah, that's you.
I was going to ask a question. We don't have to do anything to have John's name spelled correctly, right? That'll just happen.
No, I'll just change that.
Okay, thanks. Yes, okay, yes.
Jane Sprandel?
Yes.
John Paul Yoakim?
Yes.
Susan Fowler?
Abstain.
Oh yeah, you were
Tom
there.
Moore?
Yes.
Elaine Valencia?
Yes.
Kyle Patterson?
yes.
Joe Omo Osage?
Yes. Okay, staff reports. Any staff reports?
Do you want to see them on the screen, or is it you got them?
Yeah.
As always, they were great. Very informative, very helpful. Thank you.
Agreed.
Yeah. No questions from me.
No. Very good.
Well, I think I just have a comment I want to make to Chandra about the cultural competency. and stuff that she's doing with it. I think that in this era, the kind of work that she has been doing regularly now is becoming more and more critical. And I'm happy that she is willing to take this on and be more assertive with it. So Chandra, thank you for that work.
I'd like to follow up on that. The storytelling project that Chandra is involved with. This week I listened to the presentation that was given at the U of I Humanities Research Institute about the founding of that storytelling project, how it came about. And I noticed that Julian was thanked in it, so I know he was involved in getting that set up. And I think that is so important. It's not something, you know, that we deal with directly, but some of our agencies may more and more start helping the African American storytelling project, and of course it could be used you know, in other groups. The idea of young people finding out they have a story and owning it and constructing it, and then hooking that story into the larger story of the culture they come from is so important, I think, in terms of self-esteem. And I'm just really glad that that's going on in the community. I know that Tracy Dace is also involved, and Chandra. And if we have any opportunities to further support that, I would, you know, I think we should pay attention to that. It's very important for a sense of identity, and that's part of what I think a lot of young people are struggling with, and it sends them in all kinds of directions looking for an identity. So I'm really glad she's working on that. Thank you, Chandra.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, and I think storytelling is so important. And I think one of the things that would be this, where we are with COVID also kind of makes storytelling a little bit more difficult, because storytelling over a screen is not the same as sitting around and having a story told to you, or even a story read to you. It's just different.
Yeah.
But yes, it's a great thing.
But it's also the raw material of story is forming all of this with this. So, you know, it will be part of the stories.
And we will tell stories about this time also in 2020. We will tell stories about it. Thank you.
And these are little
Anything else about?
I forgot to say they're producing short videos, and I've looked at some of them too, and they're very well done. So that whole project is not just about sitting down and writing something, but there's a visual component too that brings in, you know, you can go out and film things in your community. So also good.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. That's good. Thanks. Anything else? Okay. So expenditure list.
No, this is just downright exciting, so I had to share the screen for this one.
Yeah, it is exciting.
In case there are any questions, I can find the page.
The way it's oriented is definitely the way I tend to read budgets.
Yep.
Yeah, it's, yes, an interesting way to look at it. Sideways.
Help is on its way. We actually talked about this at the DD board meeting in October, that when we have this new ERP system, which I believe we won't see much of it until middle of next year, but the reports are going to look very different. So really excited about that. That's good news.
It's kind of scary that like the big new feature of our county's new computer system is portrait.
So we go from a DARS system to something more digital.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't have to know HTML to use it.
I move to approve the expenditures. They were very straightforward, clearly related to the work of the board and the projects.
I'll second
A
it.
second. Thank you. Yeah, I think no discussion or discussion. We already did the discussion before we moved. So Stephanie, call us out.
James Brandel,
Yes.
John Paul Joachim,
Yes.
Susan Fowler,
Yes.
Tom Moore,
Yes.
Elena Valencia,
Yes.
Kyle Patterson,
Yes.
Julian Rappaport,
Yes.
Joe Almosagie.
Yes. So
So Joe, I'm gonna step out for a second.
you don't have to. You don't have to. I know it's uncomfortable, but I think we talked about earlier. We have a very uncomfortable relationship to money in this culture, and yeah, we got to get over it. Okay, so
Then I can say that sometimes when my daughter's doing her school and she wants to go do something, she'll just turn the video off first. So.
I was trying to leave, but all right.
So she is really struggling because we had a small conversation about it this afternoon before the meeting, but I said, well, it's okay to be part of it. I mean, you don't have to say anything, but we just need to acknowledge it. So item number 16 is executive director's contract. And Robin and I went over Lynn's contract, and so somebody needs to move to a motion, and we'll have a quick conversation about it.
Hey, Joe. Joe, you're the
Yes.
only one who has a potential. You're the only one who has a possible motion written out.
Oh, okay.
It's not in the board.
Okay.
packet. Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
You're the only one.
Okay.
Sorry.
Motion to offer Lynn Canfield a contract to serve as CCMHB, CCDB executive director from January 1st. I mean, when I sent out the review for Lynn, I mean, all the reviews came back excellent. I mean, we know Lynn has done an excellent job. One of the things that I know, Lynn hasn't had a pay raise in 3+ years or something like that. And I know I would like to come back to this in the middle of next year, sometime in June, when we get through a lot of this. But it's something that we've got to take a look at. I mean, even just cost of living increase and all those things. She's done a yeoman's job, and I think all the other people that work within the system deserve a raise also. But that's just me too. But we'll hopefully get a chance to really have some in-depth conversations about it.
The reason why she hasn't had a raise? Is this a county policy, or what's exactly going on?
Yeah, I think that's part of it. It's county. It's county-wide. I mean,
It wasn't county.
what?
No, it's just because I haven't wanted one. I haven't asked you. I haven't asked you for one.
You haven't asked. Okay.
I didn't.
Now we're saying you will get one.
Right.
Well, I mean,
Maybe we
because
to take a raise.
we're saying you ought to take a raise.
Well, we didn't budget for it, so I've tricked you
Okay.
this year.
Okay.
But you can do it next year.
When? Okay, we'll put it in the budget that there will be a raise. I mean, not just for you, but for all of you doing this work.
Mhm.
It's a question of fairness and also being compensated for what you do. And the compensation has to be right.
Then just take the raise.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Just take
I
the
don't
raise.
think we've spent every dime we have, right?
No.
So if we wanted to amend the budget, we could do it, could we not?
It's tricky. Yeah, we could. You could. Yeah.
That way we would provide you with more work to do.
That is absolutely.
For verifying the raise.
That's part of it. I've just it's been so low on
Somebody who knows how to do this stuff,
it's
make this work.
Right.
okay if we just do it next year.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we will. I mean, and we would have much more a lengthy conversation as we go through this, and sometime in June let's get together and talk about it.
And just just know that if you do vote to keep me, I'm very grateful for the opportunity. So that's enough, right? Okay.
Yeah, we're voting to keep you. Well, we need to still vote. So, Stephanie. Oh, before we. Oh, yeah. I'll mention what after. Stephanie, let's vote it out.
John Paul Joachim,
Yes.
Susan Fowler,
Absolutely.
Tom Moore,
Yes.
Elaine Palencia,
Yes.
Kyle Patterson,
Yes.
Julian Rappaport,
Okay.
James Brandel,
Yes, please.
Joe Almost.
Yes, please. Yes, in capital letters. Before we do the board announcements, I would also open it up to, I know Mark doesn't seem like someone who would like to hear good things about himself, but after 22 years.
Do it. Do it.
Yes, I mean, I got to know Mark through before being on the board, and I think I don't know how he keeps all that stuff in his head, but he does, and he has this encyclopedic memory and knowledge of what the board does, and it's going to be hard to replace. We can replace the position, but we can't replace the memories, and that is something that we would have to figure out. But maybe he might be able to come back and do some, not volunteer, but consulting. After how many months do you have to be out before you can consult again? But that's what I'm saying. Anybody else would throw something out there for Mark? I mean, because I think there'll be a void, and it's going to be we'll fill the position, but we will not fill what Mark has added to this.
You know what? I may have been on the board for half of Mark's tenure here on the board. So I know him pretty well. And if you want to see his influence, you need to go back to those 22 years and look at what the Champaign County Mental Health Board used to do versus to what it's doing now, and how it has expanded its role and its reach into the community in a way that's just really extraordinary. And Mark has been in the time that I've known him, he has really kept the board moving in a very I don't want to just say right, but I think what he brings to the board is a sense of honesty and integrity, and you can always trust what he's going to tell you. And I really appreciated the way when we are moving in directions and you'll need an opinion about something, what Mark will give us these are the facts. You make up your own mind. Don't expect me do that for you. He's been very good at keeping us directed in that way. And his reputation goes way beyond just these people on the board. People in the community also know what he contributes to their programs. And they realize that the Champaign Mental Health Board works in their favor. So as Joe says, yes, Mark, we're going to miss you, but I'm just thrilled for you, having retired myself and realized how joyful it really is. And for now that you get a chance to do those things that are really, that you may have been wanting to do for a long time. And we will go on, but we will limp along rather than run along the way we have been. So thank you for those 22 years, Mark.
I would like to acknowledge that, Mark, your reports that you write every month are the first thing I read, because it reminds me of what we're doing, where we're going, what's been happening. And without that, I feel like I'm going to be very lost, because I can't remember from meeting to meeting what in the heck we're doing. And once I read your report, I really understand it better, and it brings back so much. So there's a way that you manage to do that reports. It's not just what you're doing, but it somehow reminds me about what the board's doing. So besides missing you personally, I will definitely miss those reports.
I just want to echo Martha and Rappaport at illinois.edu in saying I really appreciate the thoroughness. There's so many moving parts. There's so many, dozens of programs that we fund, and to have the amount of knowledge and, institutional knowledge that you have, and the thoroughness to be able to sort of keep up with everything that's going on. It's so important, because the programs that we fund have such an important responsibility in our community. And be able to hold to account to ensure that the vulnerable people who are designed to benefit from that can, be properly served. It's a really, really impactful work that you were able to do. You're definitely going to be missed, and I hope that you have a really good time hanging out with Tom, and really appreciate your service.
I just wanted to also thank Mark. Others have already eloquently stated the many things that you do, Mark, but I will also always remember when I first came on the board, it was very easy to come into your office and say, I don't understand this. This doesn't make sense. Could you give me the history? What do you think about this? And you were a wonderful source of information and helped me do the job that I was asked to do. I've always been able to rely upon your, as others have said, your integrity and your background knowledge, but also your kindness. And I thank you so much for all that you've done to support members of the board, as well as your active role in the community and your presence at so many, many, many meetings that you report on. I know that we've been well represented. Thank you, and enjoy retirement.
Thank you.
I also want to say I think that every board should have a encyclopedia of acronyms in the back.
Oh yes, yes, the acronym encyclopedia. I remember that from my term on the disability board, and how much that just saved my life over and over and over, because nobody told me what any of it meant. I appreciate that so much. And I agree, of course, with I second everything that's been said, and especially the meetings that you attend. And so you brought all of that. It's like we attended them with you without without having to go attend them because of your. We knew that if you were there, and you would bring those reports back, that we had real information about agencies and about all kinds of different initiatives in the community. And I really appreciate because you could have done your job another way, but you sought this broad base of information for us and for doing your job well. So thank you for all of that, and have a good time.
And I would just echo everyone else's sentiment. I've only been on the board for a year, but like Julian said, just your presence made a lot of these issues easier to understand, and just being an easy access of information, especially during the meetings, is just, can't put a value on how important that is. And definitely you're gonna be missed, and I want you just to know that you made a lasting impact on the mental health board and serving the people in this community, and thank you for everything you've done.
And I too haven't been on a terribly long time. I guess I've been on 2 years, and I think one of the things I've always appreciated about you, Mark, is I've never felt like I had a dumb question. And that means a lot to me, because I feel sometimes, because I don't have a big DR or something in front of my name, that, my questions aren't valid. But I've always, loved your integrity, your passion for the community, and making me feel like my questions are valid, and you talk me through it if I didn't understand it. So good luck. And I hear retirement is a great thing. Too bad I got about 2 decades. I'm already counting down the days some days. So congratulations to you and your family.
Thank you.
Thank you all. The very, very kind words. I really appreciate the sentiment and the confidence that not only you've expressed tonight, but in the past, and for all the past board members, for their service as well as your service. The work I've done would not have been possible without the leadership of George Roth, and then Peter Tracy and Lynn. So I thank you. And I think I've just got to leave it there at this time. So I really appreciate what you've all said, and it means an awful lot to me. So.
Thank you. Happy trails to you. Okay, that's all I know, really.
Hey, Mark, don't get tricked into.
Yes.
Don't get tricked into Joe's donut that he threw you about. Maybe you'll want to come back. You need to be like,
hey,
jump on
come
your
on,
painted
Tom.
pinto and ride off into the sunset. I'll see you later.
Oh, come on. Oh, come on, Tom. Okay. Any board announcements?
Oh, I want to make a motion that we adjourn.
Oh, okay, that's a good board announcement. Need a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor? Hey, guys, have a wonderful rest of the week. And I'll see you in December, hopefully, for the competency, not hopefully, for the competency.
Yeah.
And take care. Have a good Thanksgiving. Don't be a super spreader. Have a spread on your table.
Wear your mask.
Okay. That's right. Wear your mask. Take care, people. Have a good one. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good night.